Okay, welcome back to Shouting Electronics number 8. This is part 2 in the Outdoorising a smoke machine project. This is the resin casting. So what you can see over here is I'm busy tracing the glass that is going to be the head of the fitting itself, so that I can make my resin mold the right size. Okay, I'm tracing it onto a clear piece of plastic that's just on a white piece of paper to make it easier to see. Okay, now as you can see over here, I'm busy building basically an outline of the frame or outline of the mold using air dry modeling clay. This will keep the resin in place so nothing can happen. No, I did not really do it this fast. It's actually just sped up because it makes for a very long, boring video. Okay, you can see I've laid out the LED module on the board there, and I'm on the piece of plastic, and I'm just busy marking off where the wire hole is going to go through. This actually ended up to be a mistake making that wire hole, so you can ignore that part for now. Okay, now this is an outdoor shot where I'm going to basically drill the hole that we are not going to use anymore. And I'm just cleaning it off with a Stanley knife, making the edges nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in a very thin resin layer just as a base, wait for that to cure, and then I'll put the board in and put the rest of the resin on top. Well, that's the plan. I've never worked with resin before, so we'll see. Okay, so I've just cut a piece of fence wire that I'm going to shape into a little mixer type blade. That'll be cool. Into a battery drill, and then that should allow me to stir the resin. Mix. Okay. Probably going to be people saying that I'm doing this wrong. That's okay. And I'm doing this outside as well. So this is the only resin I could find locally. Composites in general, clear casting resin. Makes for all before use, okay? Don't know how much I need. Okay, now it's, from what I read, it's 1 to 3% resin. Oh, sorry, 3% hardener to your resin by weight. So I'm just going to take a guess here. And you're going to say that's not between 1 to 3%. Right, that way. Now let's do the mixy. Mixy. Go a bit faster now. Now, of course, I want to introduce air bubbles into it. So I'll just give it a few minutes to air bubble out because I don't have a vacuum chamber. And then we will go and cast the bottom part. Hopefully this will be level. Okay, now so now I've left the resin to settle a bit. Most of the air bubbles are out. I'm not too worried about it having air bubbles at the bottom because not much water is actually going to get in there. The main problem is water from the top, rainwater and things like that. So now I'm going to try pour, and as I'm pour I'm going to see if it's level. If not, level it. And then I have to just wait for it to set. Too bad I can't include some Mission Impossible soundtrack here. Doodaloo. 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 Okay, I do need this one side to go up a tiny bit. So that's why we have lugs as an electrician. To level things, not to join things. Okay, so that should... I've got a bit of dirt from that. That's why I'm using my drill bits, but that's okay. As we can see by the LED plates, I hope there's enough light out here still. The back is just the flat aluminium board anyway, so it shouldn't be a hassle that I don't have too much resin at the bottom. What I might also do is actually leave the plastic in place and just cut it off as a base, but we'll see when that happens. So then once this is dry, I'm going to push the wire through, put the board on, maybe take out the center bridge or do something with it, and then I'm going to cast it to just above the LED legs over there. But also I have to put the lenses on first or something, because the lenses have to be at the right focal length to look nice. They have to be right against the LED basically. So either I'll push the lenses all on, put it down and then pour around the lenses, or maybe pour carefully around and then pop the lenses on just now or afterwards, but we'll see. In the meantime, while I wait for this to harden and cure, I can start working on some Arduino DMX code. And thank you to Sean BZA, who is one of the followers on my channel. He recommended we try an infrared remote or a basic 433 RF remote on the smoke machine. That would be fun to try. Maybe we can do that later on, but in the meantime it's just going to be DMX, because the DMX I can specify what color lights I wanted to make it flicker like a fire and things like that. What's nice about this smoke machine is the DMX, you can also give it a varying value for the pump, so it gives you a varying value, a varying force of the smoke coming out. So that's also something to play around with if I have time. But like I say, I've got less than a week to get this thing in, so we can play as much as we can within the time limits.
The next day.
Okay, so the first cast base is done, but I've realized a problem with my idea. My idea was to make this hole over here for the wires from the LED array to go through the bottom, but now that's not going to work too well, because when I put this in and start to fill it, I'm going to have a lot of leakage out there. unless I tape it very well, but I think I will still have seepage. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to break away this bridge over here, and I'm going to close this bottom with tape. Then I am going to bring all these wires out the top instead. I can just go out the top and then loop through this hole after the casting. So let me do it that way once I find my tape. Told you I haven't done something like this before. Of course, this will make this part thicker if I remove the plastic, but that doesn't matter. You can always sand that down if we need to. Oops. That's good. The air dry clay didn't dry too much there. Okay, so let me just make sure that fits there. I have to extend this connector anyway, so pull all the wires up and away we go. Make that one stand up there, and then I just have to rebuild this little dam to try to keep the sensor free. I also have to drill it afterwards, which isn't too much of a big deal. Okay, now let's put the hardener in.
Now are you videoing?
Yep.
And I just asked that while you're videoing.
Yep. Okay, now let me put the hardener in. Oops, yeah, I think that's more than 3%. Now just to leave it to dry and see what happens.
For those of you that don't know, the resin uses a process of heating up when it's starting to set and cure. As you can see, I'm using my Cat S60 phone with thermal camera just to show that it is heating up. And it's not getting too hot that's going to end up damaging the LEDs. The next day.
Okay, so now it's time to try clean this thing off. Look presentable. Now that the resin has cured. that gives me good clearance. There we go, and you can see we've got a nice little clearance around the bowl there. So that's good. Now to clean the mess. Shiny and completely encased in resin. I think it's going to get onto this board. Just so I can wash another tank.
Okay, that's it for part 2 of this show. We are now going to go on to part 3, which will be uploaded shortly within the next day or two, and that will be the Arduino code and also the electronics work and also the final on-site test to see how it looks. So if you like this channel, click subscribe. If you like the video, click subscribe, and also click on the bell icon if you wish to be notified when new videos come up. And thank you. Check you later.